Welcome to the 7th episode on aldehydes and ketones, and this is the 4th lecture on reactions of aldehydes and ketones. In the earlier lecture, we have discussed the oxidation reaction, in which we have told you that how aldehydes are distinguished from ketones by using various oxidation reactions. Then we discussed reduction reaction undergone by aldehydes and ketones, and then we discussed Mannich reaction and its application. Now, in today's lecture, we are going to discuss the reactions due to alpha hydrogen in aldehydes and ketones. We will discuss acidity of alpha hydrogen in aldehyde and ketones, and because of which there is formation of this keto-enol tautomers. We will discuss acid and base catalyzed enolization reaction. Then we will discuss reactions of aldehydes and ketones via enol or enolate. In the same lecture, we are going to discuss alpha halogenation of aldehydes and ketones, which includes haloform or iodoform reaction. We will discuss the formation of chloral hydrate and its uses. Then we will discuss polymers of formaldehyde and their uses, and polymers of acetaldehyde and their uses in day-to-day life. So, now we will start with the reactions which are possible due to the presence of alpha hydrogen in aldehydes and ketones. It is interesting to mention here that not only aldehyde and ketones give reactions due to the presence of carbonyl group, but the carbon atoms which are present next to carbonyl group also take part in a number of condensation reactions, which we will discuss in forthcoming lecture. The presence of carbonyl group activates the carbon hydrogen bond called alpha hydrogen. As you can see here in this figure, this is the carbonyl group, and next to this carbonyl group we have alpha carbons. The hydrogens attached to this carbon are called alpha hydrogen, and because of the presence of carbonyl group, these carbon hydrogen bonds are activated. The inductive effect of carbonyl group causes the alpha protons to be more acidic. The negative charge of the enolate ion, that is the conjugate base of aldehyde and ketone, is stabilized by resonance delocalization. As you can see here that this is the enolate anion, it has a negative charge here on carbon, whereas it has a negative charge here on oxygen, and these two are the resonance structures of enolate anion, and it is stabilized by resonance. The pK value of alpha protons of aldehydes and ketones is in the range of 16 to 20, which is less than that of alkanes, but is more than alcohol, or in other words we can say that aldehydes and ketones are more acidic than alkanes, whereas they are less acidic than alcohols. As you can see here, this is ketone having pK value of 19, and this is alpha chloroacetone which has a pK value of 14, showing that electron attraction because of this electronegative chlorine makes these two hydrogens more acidic in nature. The pK value of a diketone is even less than the normal aldehyde and ketones, and it is in the range of 9. As you can see here, this is a diketone and the pK value of this is 9, which is quite less as compared to normal aldehyde and ketone. The reason again here is the presence of two carbonyl group, and between the two carbonyl group there is a CH2 group. The two hydrogens here attached to this carbon are quite acidic in nature. Now we will discuss keto-enol tautomerism, which is shown by aldehydes and ketones. Keto-enol tautomers are the constitutional isomers that are easily interconverted by trace of acid or base. Most aldehyde and ketones exist primarily in keto form because of the greater strength of carbon oxygen double bond. You can see in keto form we have a carbon oxygen double bond which is not there in an enolic form. In enolic form we have a double bond and a hydroxy group, and that is why keto form is more stable than enolic form. Here in this figure you can see we have given the keto and enolic form of acetone and cyclohexanone, and if you look at the proportion of enolic form to that of keto form, you will find that almost completely these compounds exist as keto form. But even then the enolic form is very important, as you can see that although present in very small amount, enols are extremely important in carbonyl compound chemistry because they are very reactive. The amount of enol tautomer is much higher in case of 1,3-diketone. As you can see here, this is a 1,3-diketone and the amount of enolic form here is 76%, whereas its keto form has only 24% content. This higher concentration of enolic form in case of 1,3-diketone is because of intramolecular hydrogen bonding possible in this molecule in the enolic form, and this hydrogen bonding cannot be possible in case of keto form. 1,3-diketones exist primarily as enolic form or as enols because enol form is a conjugated pi system and there is additional resonance involving the lone pair of oxygen. In addition to that, there is intramolecular hydrogen bonding possible in enolic form, as you can see here in this figure also. This is pentane 2,4-dione where there is a possibility of hydrogen bond in enolic form, whereas in keto form neither hydrogen bonding is possible nor there is delocalization possible because it does not have a conjugated double bond system. We will now discuss acid and base catalyzed enolization, which is one of the very important aspect of reactivity of carbonyl compounds. The interchange from keto to enol form involves proton exchange. The transfer of a proton from alpha carbon to carbonyl oxygen can either be done by acid catalysis or by base catalysis. The enol form acts as nucleophile and is approached by an electrophile in a number of reactions. Here you can see this is the keto form which is converted into enolic form either in presence of acid or in presence of base. To discuss this acid catalyzed enolization, we see that the first step in acid catalyzed enolization is the protonation of carbonyl carbon, which is followed by transfer of a proton from the alpha carbon of carbonyl oxygen. You can see here in this figure, first step there is the formation of protonation of this carbonyl carbon. This is the carbonyl carbon which gets protonated, and in the last step proton from carbon is transferred so that there is formation of this enolic form. In case of base catalyzed enolization, the alpha hydrogen of carbonyl compound is abstracted by a base in the first step of this base catalyzed enolization, which is followed by the transfer of proton from the water molecule. As you can see in this figure, the first step is the abstraction of proton from this carbon which is alpha 2 carbonyl group, and in the last step proton has been abstracted from the solvent, that is water, to generate this enolic form. We will now discuss the reactivity of enols. Enols, being electron rich, behave like nucleophile and react with electrophiles. Oxygen, having lone pairs of electrons, donates electrons and makes enols more electron rich. Phenol has its ortho and para position electron rich because of donation of electron pair by oxygen. As you can see here, this is the example of a simple enol and this is phenol. Phenol also has an ene and ol group over here, and because of this hydroxy group present next to this carbon-carbon double bond, phenol has its ortho and para positions activated. Alpha substitution reaction occur at positions next to carbonyl group. The substitution of alpha hydrogen by electrophile occur through enolate ion or enol. You can see here that this is the carbonyl carbon which is either converted into enolate ion and then undergo this alpha substitution reaction, or the same reaction can be done via enol formation. Optically active aldehydes or ketones having chiral carbon at alpha position racemize in presence of acid or base. The intermediate enol or enolate has no stereocenter at the alpha position and is achiral in nature. Like in this particular example, you can see that this is a ketone having alpha hydrogen here, and this carbon is chiral also in nature. Now, when it is treated or when it is kept in acid or base, then it has been found that optically active R isomer racemizes, that is an equal amount of R isomer and S isomer are formed as a result of enolization. The reason is that this ketone enolizes into this form which does not have any chiral center, and when this enol goes back to keto form, the substitution can occur from both sides and we get a mixture of R and S isomer with a optically active ketone. We will now discuss the alpha halogenation reaction of aldehydes and ketones. Aldehydes and ketones having alpha hydrogen undergo substitution by a halogen at alpha position. The reaction proceeds via formation of enol intermediate. As you can see here that this is a ketone, both these molecules are ketone, and when they undergo reaction with halogen in presence of acid, they undergo alpha halogenation. Alpha halogenation of aldehyde and ketones is a very useful reaction because the reaction provides a method to introduce carbon-carbon double bond into the molecule. The reaction proceeds via E2 elimination reaction. As you can see in this example, first there is halogenation at alpha position and then there is removal of hydrogen bromide and generation of a double bond. So, a double bond can be generated with the help of alpha halogenation reaction. We will now discuss iodoform or haloform reaction. Carbonyl compounds containing CH3CO group react with halogen in presence of alkali and form haloform along with sodium salt of carboxylic acid. The halogen used in the reaction may be chlorine, bromine or iodine. In case chlorine is used, then chloroform is formed, and with bromine and iodine, bromoform and iodoform are formed respectively. Like in this particular example, you can see that if the nature of X is chlorine, then the product formed here will be chloroform. If X is iodine, then there will be formation of iodoform. The CH3 part of the aldehyde or ketone actually is converted into the haloform, and the other part of the molecule is converted into sodium salt of formic acid. Iodoform is a yellow crystalline solid with sharp melting point. Bromoform and chloroform on the contrary are liquids. Therefore, iodoform reaction is used as a qualitative test for the detection of CH3CO group in a carbonyl compound. Iodoform reaction is given by all methyl ketones, and amongst aldehyde only acetaldehyde give this reaction. Compounds having CH3CO group react with iodine in presence of alkali and form iodoform. 3-pentanone does not give iodoform reaction. The question arises why? The answer we will find in this figure. Here you can see we have taken 3 examples. In this case we have CH3CO group in the molecule. In this case also there is CH3CO group. But if you look at this 3-pentanone, do you find any CH3CO group here? And you will see that this molecule does not have any CH3CO group, and that is why 3-pentanone does not undergo iodoform reaction. Iodoform reaction is given by alcohols also. The iodoform reaction is given by compounds with a methyl group next to carbonyl group. Secondary alcohols with methyl group on the carbon carrying hydroxide or OH group, for example 2-propanol, are oxidized to carbonyl compound of this type. Hence, they give positive iodoform test. You can see here this is ethanol. It does not have any CH3CO group, but when it is treated with iodine in alkaline solution, it is converted into acetaldehyde which has a CH3CO group, and that is why it gives positive iodoform test. Alcohols are first converted into methyl ketones by reaction with alcohol, reaction of alcohol with hypoiodide. Methyl ketone then follow the usual sequence of reaction to form iodoform reaction. Now we will discuss the mechanism of iodoform reaction. The first step involves the abstraction of alpha hydrogen by the base. The carbanion so formed is stabilized by resonance. You can see here the abstraction of alpha hydrogen takes place by the base. If you look at this molecule, this is 2-butanone, it has alpha hydrogen here also and here also, but these alpha hydrogens are preferentially abstracted by the base. There is formation of carbanion which is stabilized by resonance. In the second step, carbanion reacts with iodine and forms alpha iodo compound as is seen in this figure. Step 1 and step 2 are repeated to form first diiodo and then triiodo compound. Formation of diiodo and triiodo compound is facilitated because of the electronegative nature of iodine, which enhances the acidity of alpha hydrogen. You can see here it is a monoiodo compound, it is converted into diiodo compound. If you look at the acidity of these alpha hydrogens, they will be more acidic than the earlier one, that is simple 2-butanone. The reason is electron withdrawal is taking place by the iodine as well as by the carbonyl group. So, here there is formation of diiodo compound and then there is formation of triiodo compound. When the alpha position of methyl ketone is completely halogenated, the molecule undergoes nucleophilic acyl substitution by hydroxide with Ci3 or triiodomethyl group being a leaving group stabilized by 3 electron withdrawing groups. In the next step, Ci3 minus anion abstracts a proton from the solvent and forms iodoform. This is triiodo derivative of the ketone, and this molecule then undergoes reaction with sodium hydroxide to form this iodoform and sodium salt of corresponding carboxylic acid. Iodoform reaction is given by following classes of compound. Amongst aldehyde, only aldehyde gives iodoform reaction. Aliphatic and aromatic ketones having CH3CO group give positive iodoform test. Then amongst primary alcohol, only ethanol gives this test, and among secondary alcohol having CH3CHOH group give positive iodoform test, because this secondary alcoholic group is converted into CH3CO group upon oxidation with hypohalite. We will now discuss the formation of chloral from acetaldehyde. In case of this reaction also, you can see this is CH3CO group. Here instead of iodine we are reacting it with chlorine, and there is formation of trichloroacetaldehyde which is called chloral. The mechanism of reaction is same as that we have discussed earlier. We will now discuss some uses of chloral hydrate. Chloral hydrate is a sedative and also called a hypnotic. Chloral hydrate shows the activity of central nervous system. This medicine has both fast acting and long lasting sedative effect. Chloral hydrate is used as short term sedative or sleep medicine also. It is sometimes given before a surgery for relaxation. Chloral hydrate may also be used to treat alcohol withdrawal system or to relieve anxiety caused by the withdrawal from certain drugs such as barbiturates or narcotic medicines. Chloral hydrate should not be used in case of severe kidney or liver diseases. We will now discuss some polymerization reactions given by formaldehyde and acetaldehyde. Polymerization reaction is specific to aldehydes only. Ketones do not undergo the reaction. The reason is quite obvious. They are larger in size, polymerization is not that easy, and secondly they are less reactive than aldehydes. Now lower aldehydes easily polymerize to form linear or cyclic polymers. During polymerization, The aldehyde units undergo addition at the carbonyl group, which is polar in nature. So, first of all, the formation of paraformaldehyde. It is a linear polymer formed by the evaporation of 38% formaldehyde solution, which is also called formalin, on steam bath. Paraformaldehyde has 6 to 100 monomer units, and its structure you can see is a linear polymer formed by the reaction of formaldehyde molecule again and again. On heating paraformaldehyde, formaldehyde is generated. Therefore, formaldehyde is transported in the form of paraformaldehyde. Paraformaldehyde upon heating in a sealed tube at 115 degrees forms metaformaldehyde or trioxane. Now, we will discuss metaformaldehyde or trioxane. This is a cyclic polymer of formaldehyde. 3 molecules of formaldehyde polymerize in presence of concentrated sulfuric acid to form cyclic polymer metaformaldehyde, also called symmetrical trioxane. As you can see in this figure, it is 3 molecules of formaldehyde polymerizing in presence of sulfuric acid to give this metaformaldehyde. We will now discuss a very popular and very well known polymer which utilize formaldehyde is phenol formaldehyde polymer, and in particular formation of Novolac. Phenol and formaldehyde condense to form ortho and para-methylol phenol. This reaction is called Lederer-Manasse reaction. The methylol phenol condense with phenol in acidic medium to form a linear polymer called Novolac. Novolac is a thermoplastic polymer. You can see here that phenol and formaldehyde react together to form this orthomethylol phenol and para-methylol phenol, which undergo further reaction to give linear polymeric chain, which is called Novolac. We will now discuss the formation of another polymer of phenol and formaldehyde called Rizol. Rizol is a thermoplastic polymer and compared to Novolac contains many CH2OH group. Rizol upon heating forms bakelite. You can see here, if you compare this structure of Rizol with that of Novolac, you will find that even though Novolac is also a linear polymer, it does not have that much of CH2OH group as are seen in this molecule. We will now discuss the formation of bakelite, in another very popular phenol formaldehyde polymer. Phenol and formaldehyde condense in alkaline medium to form hydroxymethyl phenol via this Lederer-Manasse reaction. The hydroxymethyl phenol unit polymerizes to form bakelite, and this bakelite actually has a 3-dimensional structure. We will now discuss the application of bakelite. Bakelite is a copolymer of phenol and formaldehyde and is a thermosetting polymer and has highly cross-linked structure. Bakelite is used in electrical and automobile industries because of its extraordinarily high resistance not only to electricity but to heat and chemical action also. It is also used for all non-conducting parts of radios and other electrical devices such as bases and sockets for light bulbs and vacuum tubes, supports for electrical components, automobile distributor caps and other insulators. It is widely used today for various industrial applications. We will now discuss another polymer which is formed from formaldehyde by the polymerization of formaldehyde only, and it is called Farmose. Formaldehyde on heating with barium hydroxide form a mixture of several sugars, that is monosaccharides, which is called Farmose. The reaction resembles aldol condensation, although formaldehyde does not have any alpha hydrogen. Here you can see we are forming this Farmose. This is having a sugar structure. It is generated by the reaction of formaldehyde in presence of alkali, that is base. We will now discuss a few polymers which are formed as a result of polymerization of formaldehyde and urea, and they are called urea formaldehyde resin. Urea and formaldehyde condense to form urea formaldehyde resin. In the first step, monomethylol and dimethylol urea is formed. As you can see here, this is urea, forms monomethylol urea by the addition of one formaldehyde unit, and dimethyl urea by addition of two formaldehyde units. In the next step, further condensation of methylol ureas with urea and formaldehyde results in the formation of urea formaldehyde resin. Now, as a result of this polymerization of urea and formaldehyde, we get a cross-linked 3-dimensional polymethylene urea formed. Another polymer of formaldehyde is called melamine resin. Urea condenses to form melamine, which on polycondensation with formaldehyde results in the form of melamine resin. You can see here, first there is formation of melamine, and then this melamine condenses with formaldehyde to form this polymer melamine. We will now discuss the uses of melamine resin. Melamine is primarily used in the production of melamine formaldehyde resin, which have much greater hardness and stain resistance than urea formaldehyde resins. Both melamine formaldehyde and urea formaldehyde have very varied uses, including adhesives, laminates, molding compounds, coatings and textile finishes. We will now discuss the polymerization of acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde forms cyclic polymers in presence of concentrated sulfuric acid. 3 molecules of acetaldehyde condense to form trimer called paraaldehyde. As you can see in this figure, 3 molecules have condensed to form this paraaldehyde. 4 molecules of acetaldehyde condense to form a tetramer called metaaldehyde, as shown in the figure. Uses of polymers of acetaldehyde. Metaaldehyde burns with a smokeless, non-luminous flame and is used as a killer for snails and slug and is marketed under the name of isnerol. Paraaldehyde is used as a hypnotic or sleep inducing drug. Both the polymers of acetaldehyde, that is metaldehyde and paraaldehyde, get depolymerized on heating with dilute sulfuric acid, and thus they act as a source of acetaldehyde reaction in acidic medium. The polymeric aldehyde do not show characteristics of aldehyde reaction. Higher aldehydes and ketones do not give definite isolable polymers. Now, to summarize today's lecture, we have discussed a number of reactions which are possible in aldehydes because of the presence of alpha hydrogen. Alpha hydrogen means a hydrogen present at the carbon next to carbonyl group. We have discussed the acidity associated with alpha hydrogens. Then we have discussed keto-enol tautomerism in different carbonyl compounds. We have then discussed the acid and base catalyzed enolization, that is conversion of keto compound into enolic compound. Then we have discussed the reactions of aldehydes and ketones via enol or enolate. We have discussed alpha halogenation of aldehydes and ketones. Then we discussed haloform or iodoform reaction, followed by the formation of chloral hydrate and its uses. Then we discussed different polymerization reaction undergone by formaldehyde and acetaldehyde. In the next lecture, we will discuss some very important reaction undergone by these aldehydes and ketones. The reactions which we will discuss in the next lecture are aldol condensation and Cannizzaro reaction. Aldol condensation is one where there is presence of alpha hydrogen, then only aldehyde and ketone undergo this reaction, and Cannizzaro reaction is one where alpha hydrogen is not present. So, this is a very interesting part of the chemistry of aldehyde and ketone, which we will discuss in next lecture. Thank you very much.